In this video, I will demonstrate how to use a semantic mapping strategy in teaching new vocabulary in content areas, in my case, the Merchant of Venice. Although there are limitless strategies and possibilities in approaching this issue, sometimes, however, they just fall flat and end up being tedious. Certain strategies as clusters can sometimes be restrictive and puts learning new words into a mold of either meaning or theme. Therefore, through semantic mapping, teachers can introduce a variety of interactive and interesting new words. First, however, what does semantic mapping mean? Semantic mapping is a tool or instructional strategy used by teachers to help with vocabulary expansion and knowledge extension. It provides students with an engaging and interactive way of graphically identifying and recalling words. It teaches new words related to content by visually representing a web of related concepts that increase students' vocabulary stock. How is this strategy useful and why do we need it? Unlike other approaches that tend to categorize words into a theme-based cluster, semantic mapping is a strategy that helps students visualize words, identify its key attributes, and eventually make it easier to distinguish one word from another. This strategy is a very interesting one for teachers teaching both English language learners and mainstream students. It is very systematic, efficient, and helps teachers become more focused and organized. Unlike traditional approaches with semantic mapping, students actually learn 4 things at the same time. As a result, words are more relatable and approachable as students can equate them with modern-day equivalents. Therefore, the learning possibilities for students are countless. This approach helps students get out of their comfort zone, be cognitively challenged, expand fluency and vocabulary, as well as develop content area knowledge. But what does this strategy look like in real life? How does it look like when displayed on the board? Although it may take many forms and can be subcategorized, but my main focus is on the 4-part mapping. For this form, the teacher needs to draw a circle on the board and in the center writes the intended word. Students are then asked to provide a definition of the word, either from their own knowledge or can use a dictionary. Then students are encouraged to use the word in a meaningful sentence and thereby practicing sentence structure. And the 2 final steps are coming up with a synonym and an antonym. The following is an illustration of how to actually use it in the classroom. So, for example, by teaching students the word forfeit, which is a word taken from the Merchant of Venice, Act 1, I will first put the word in the center, then ask the students to come up with a definition of the word, which is a sum of money paid as punishment for wrongdoing. Then I will ask them to provide an example. The forfeit for each baseball player involved in the brawl was $5,000. Then ask them for a synonym, which is penalty, and antonym, which is retain. This is the end of my video. I hope you find semantic mapping as helpful and useful as I did.